Have you ever wondered why some foods just don't seem to agree with your body the way they used to? Or maybe you've noticed that certain food combinations leave you feeling bloated, sluggish, or even uncomfortable. If you've ever felt frustrated by these changes, I want you to know you're not alone. Many seniors experience this, but here's the good news. Often, the solution is simpler than you think. Today, we're going to talk about something most people don't realize: how combining certain foods can actually work against your digestion and overall health. Specifically, we'll uncover 3 foods you should never eat with yogurt and explain why this matters so much for your well-being. Yogurt is often praised as a superfood, packed with probiotics that support gut health, boost immunity, and even improve mental clarity. But when paired with the wrong foods, it can do more harm than good. Before we dive in, let me share some fascinating science with you. Researchers have found that our digestive systems become more sensitive as we age. This means that food combinations, which might not have bothered us in our younger years, can now lead to issues like bloating, gas, or even nutrient malabsorption. The key is understanding which pairings are problematic and learning how to avoid them. In today's video, we're going to explore the top 3 foods you should never eat with yogurt. And trust me, you'll want to stick around until the end, because the last tip might surprise you and could make all the difference in how you feel after meals. Before we begin, I want to make one thing clear. This video is for informational purposes only and is based on publicly available research. Everyone's health is different, so always consult your doctor or a qualified healthcare provider before making any changes to your lifestyle, diet, or exercise routine. Scientific knowledge is always evolving, and what works for one person may not work for another. Let's start with the first food combination to avoid: yogurt and processed sugar. Now you might be thinking, but what about fruit-flavored yogurts? They're sweet, delicious, and convenient. Here's the problem. Many flavored yogurts are loaded with added sugars, which can cancel out the benefits of the probiotics in plain yogurt. A study published in Nature highlights how excessive sugar consumption disrupts the balance of good and bad bacteria in your gut, essentially working against the very purpose of eating yogurt in the first place. Instead of reaching for sugary varieties, try adding fresh fruit to plain yogurt. Berries, bananas, or sliced apples not only sweeten your snack naturally, but also provide fiber and antioxidants that complement the probiotics in yogurt. I once met a woman named Margaret who made this switch after noticing she felt sluggish every time she ate her favorite strawberry-flavored yogurt. Within weeks of switching to plain yogurt with fresh fruit, she told me she had more energy and no longer experienced that heavy, bloated feeling. Now let's talk about why this matters specifically for seniors. As we age, maintaining a healthy gut becomes increasingly important. Our digestive systems slow down, and the diversity of beneficial bacteria in our gut microbiome can decline. Eating yogurt with added sugar not only disrupts this delicate balance, but also increases the risk of blood sugar spikes, which can be especially concerning for individuals with diabetes or insulin resistance. You might be wondering, what if I already use plain yogurt and add my own sweetener? That's a great question. If you prefer a touch of sweetness, opt for natural alternatives like honey or maple syrup in moderation. These options are less likely to spike your blood sugar compared to refined sugars, and they still allow the probiotics in yogurt to thrive. Now that we've covered the dangers of pairing yogurt with processed sugar, let's move on to another common mistake, one that many people don't even realize they're making. Let's talk about yogurt and high-fiber grains. Now that we've covered the dangers of pairing yogurt with processed sugar, let's move on to another common mistake, one that many people don't even realize they're making. Let's talk about yogurt and high-fiber grains. On the surface, this combination might seem healthy. After all, fiber is essential for digestion, and whole grains are often recommended as part of a balanced diet. But here's the catch: when you mix yogurt with certain high-fiber grains, it can lead to digestive discomfort, especially as we age. The issue lies in how our bodies process fiber and probiotics together. Fiber is fantastic for promoting regularity and feeding the good bacteria in your gut, but when consumed in large amounts alongside yogurt, it can overwhelm your digestive system. This is particularly true for seniors, whose digestive tracts tend to slow down with age. A study published in the Journal of Nutrition found that excessive fiber intake combined with probiotic-rich foods like yogurt can sometimes cause bloating, gas, or even constipation in older adults. Let me give you an example. Imagine starting your morning with a bowl of granola topped with yogurt. Sounds nutritious, right? But if that granola is packed with high-fiber ingredients like bran flakes, nuts, and dried fruits, it could leave you feeling uncomfortably full or gassy by mid-morning. I once spoke to a man named Robert who loved his yogurt and granola breakfast. He told me he couldn't figure out why he always felt sluggish after eating it. Once he switched to plain yogurt with fresh fruit and reduced the amount of granola, he noticed a significant improvement. His stomach felt lighter, and he had more energy throughout the day. So what's the solution? If you enjoy yogurt with grains, opt for lower fiber options like puffed rice or lightly toasted oats, which are easier on your digestive system. You can also try spreading out your fiber intake throughout the day instead of consuming it all at once. For instance, have a serving of yogurt as a snack and save your high-fiber grains for lunch or dinner. This way, you're still getting the benefits of both without overloading your gut. Now let's shift gears slightly and address another concern that many seniors face: combining yogurt with acidic fruits. Fruits like oranges, pineapples, and grapefruits are packed with vitamin C and antioxidants, which are great for boosting immunity and supporting overall health. However, when paired with yogurt, their high acidity can disrupt the delicate balance of probiotics, reducing the yogurt's effectiveness. Here's why this matters. Yogurt contains live cultures, those beneficial bacteria that help maintain a healthy gut microbiome. When exposed to highly acidic environments, these cultures can become less active or even die off. A study from the International Journal of Food Microbiology found that acidic conditions significantly reduce the survival rate of probiotics in fermented dairy products like yogurt. This means you might not be getting the full benefits of the yogurt if you pair it with acidic fruits. I'll share another quick story with you. A woman named Linda used to love mixing orange segments into her yogurt for a refreshing breakfast. She noticed, though, that she often felt bloated afterward and wondered why. Once she swapped the citrus for less acidic fruits like berries or mangoes, she told me the difference was remarkable. Her digestion improved, and she no longer experienced that uncomfortable heaviness. If you're someone who enjoys adding fruit to your yogurt, stick to low-acid options like bananas, melons, or peaches. These fruits complement the probiotics in yogurt without compromising their effectiveness. Plus, they add natural sweetness and flavor without overwhelming your system. Now, some of you might be thinking, what if I already eat these combinations and don't notice any issues? That's a fair point. Not everyone will experience immediate discomfort, but over time, these food pairings can take a toll on your digestive health, especially as your body becomes more sensitive with age. It's always better to be proactive rather than reactive when it comes to your well-being. Let's talk about overcoming challenges for a moment. Changing habits isn't always easy, especially if you've been eating certain combinations for years. But here's the truth: small adjustments can make a big difference. Start by identifying one problematic pairing. Maybe it's yogurt with sugary granola or acidic fruits, and experiment with alternatives. Over time, these tweaks will become second nature, and you'll likely notice improvements in how you feel after meals. And remember, staying socially engaged and connected to others can play a big role in motivating you to take care of yourself. Research shows that seniors who maintain strong social ties tend to have better mental and physical health outcomes. So whether it's joining a community group, volunteering, or simply spending time with loved ones, nurturing your relationships can inspire you to prioritize your own well-being. Now that we've discussed yogurt paired with processed sugar, high-fiber grains, and acidic fruits, let's move on to our final point, one that might surprise you. This next combination is something many people overlook, but it can have a significant impact on your digestion and overall health. Let's talk about yogurt and cured meats. Now that we've covered yogurt paired with processed sugar, high-fiber grains, and acidic fruits, let's move on to our final point, one that might surprise you. This next combination is something many people overlook, but it can have a significant impact on your digestion and overall health. Let's talk about yogurt and cured meats. At first glance, this pairing might seem unusual. After all, how often do you find yourself eating yogurt alongside cured meats like salami, pepperoni, or bacon? But here's the thing: some traditional dishes or snack combinations like yogurt-based dips served with charcuterie boards or even breakfasts featuring both yogurt and smoked salmon, can inadvertently bring these two foods together. And while they may taste delicious, this combination can spell trouble for your digestive system. The problem lies in the salt content of cured meats. These products are typically high in sodium, which not only raises blood pressure, but also disrupts the balance of probiotics in yogurt. A study published in Frontiers in Microbiology found that excessive salt intake can reduce the diversity and activity of beneficial gut bacteria, essentially canceling out the positive effects of yogurt's live cultures. For seniors, whose cardiovascular systems are already more vulnerable, this combination can be particularly harmful. Let me share an example. A gentleman named Harold once told me he loved having smoked salmon with a side of Greek yogurt as part of his weekend brunch routine. He thought he was making a healthy choice. After all, salmon is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, and yogurt is packed with probiotics. But over time, he noticed he felt bloated and sluggish after these meals. Once he separated the two foods, eating the yogurt earlier in the day and saving the salmon for dinner, he said he felt lighter and more energetic. It was such a simple change, but it made a world of difference. If you enjoy cured meats or smoked fish, there's no need to eliminate them entirely from your diet. Instead, try spacing out when you eat them in yogurt. For instance, have your yogurt as a mid-morning snack and save the cured meats for lunch or dinner. This way, you're still enjoying the nutritional benefits of both without compromising your gut health. Now, let's talk about overcoming challenges. I know that changing eating habits can sometimes feel overwhelming, especially if you've been following certain routines for years. But here's the truth: small, consistent actions add up over time. If avoiding problematic food combinations feels difficult at first, start by focusing on one meal or snack at a time. For example, swap sugary yogurt for plain yogurt with fresh fruit at breakfast, or replace high-fiber granola with lighter options like puffed rice. Over time, these adjustments will become second nature, and you'll likely notice improvements in how you feel after meals. Another important aspect of aging well is staying socially engaged. Did you know that loneliness can have a profound impact on both mental and physical health? Studies suggest that maintaining strong social connections reduces the risk of depression, anxiety, and even chronic diseases. While we've been talking about food today, don't forget to nourish your relationships too. Share these tips with a friend or family member, or invite someone over for coffee while you practice your new routines together. These moments of connection are just as vital as the habits themselves. Here's a powerful fact to leave you with. A study from Johns Hopkins University found that simply being mindful of what you eat and making small dietary changes can significantly improve your quality of life as you age. It's proof that taking steps toward better nutrition isn't just about avoiding discomfort. It's about investing in your long-term health and happiness. Now that you have all these tools and insights, let's wrap things up with some final words of motivation and a simple challenge you can start today. Because at the end of the day, aging doesn't mean losing control of your health. It means taking charge of it in smarter, more intentional ways. Now that we've explored the top 3 foods you should never eat with yogurt, processed sugar, high-fiber grains, and cured meats, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. These combinations might seem harmless at first glance, but they can quietly undermine your digestion, energy levels, and overall health, especially as we age. The good news is that making small changes to how you pair your foods can lead to big improvements in how you feel every single day. Let's recap why these adjustments matter so much. Avoiding sugary-flavored yogurts helps protect the beneficial probiotics that support your gut health and immune system. Steering clear of high-fiber grains with yogurt prevents bloating and digestive discomfort, allowing your body to process fiber more effectively throughout the day. And skipping the pairing of yogurt with salty cured meats ensures you're not canceling out the positive effects of those live cultures, while also protecting your heart and blood pressure. Each of these changes may seem small, but together, they create a foundation for better digestion, increased energy, and improved well-being. But here's the thing: knowledge is only powerful when it's put into action. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. Start small. Maybe it's swapping out sugary yogurt for plain yogurt with fresh fruit, or spacing out when you eat yogurt and cured meats. Over time, These little changes add up, creating habits that support your health in meaningful ways. Experts agree that consistency is key when it comes to nutrition. Even one thoughtful adjustment per meal can make a noticeable difference in how you feel. I want to leave you with a story that illustrates just how transformative small habits can be. A woman named Evelyn once told me she decided to pay closer attention to her food pairings after years of feeling sluggish and uncomfortable after meals. She started by focusing on one change at a time, first cutting back on sugary yogurts, then adjusting her grain intake, and finally spacing out her protein-rich snacks. Within weeks, she noticed she had more energy, fewer digestive issues, and an overall sense of lightness she hadn't felt in years. She said to me, "It wasn't about perfection, it was about progress." I realized that taking care of myself didn't have to be overwhelming, it just had to be consistent. Now some of you might still be thinking, what if I forget or fall behind? That's okay. Life happens, and no one expects you to be perfect. The goal isn't perfection, it's improvement. If you slip up, simply pick up where you left off the next day. And don't hesitate to enlist the help of loved ones or caregivers if you need support. Remember, you're never alone in this journey. Let's talk about mindset for a moment. As we age, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking, it's too late for me to make a difference. But science shows us that it's never too late to start making healthier choices. A study published in The Lancet found that adopting even one new healthy habit later in life, like being mindful of food combinations, can significantly increase lifespan and enhance quality of life. So whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, every positive step you take matters. Another important aspect of aging well is staying socially engaged. Did you know that loneliness can have a profound impact on both mental and physical health? Studies suggest that maintaining strong social connections reduces the risk of depression, anxiety, and even chronic diseases. While we've been talking about food today, don't forget to nourish your relationships too. Share these tips with a friend or family member, or invite someone over for coffee while you practice your new routines together. These moments of connection are just as vital as the habits themselves. Before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these food combinations surprised you the most? Are there any changes you're excited to try first? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one, and your thoughts might inspire others who are looking for ideas. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on healthy aging. Sharing this video with a loved one could also be a wonderful way to spread the message of vitality and self-care. Finally, I want to remind you of something important. Aging doesn't mean losing control of your health. It means taking charge of it in smarter, more intentional ways. Every day is a new opportunity to nourish your body, nurture your mind, and connect with the people and activities that bring you joy. Whether it's through mindful eating, staying active, or simply smiling at someone you love, you have the power to shape your own journey. So here's to living your best life at any age, and to embracing the small, meaningful steps that lead to big results. Thank you for spending this time with me. Until next time, take care, stay curious, and remember, small actions lead to lasting change. Here's to your health.